All right, I'm Andrew.
I'm Sarah. Welcome to Viva Vineyard Church. We have the privilege of serving as pastors here, and so we just wanted to take a few minutes to say hi and to let you know a little bit about Viva.
Yeah, so Viva kind of has its roots in a question. Sarah and I were working in Central Asia for more than a decade, and when we came back, kind of settled into Australia, and then we began to feel a little uncomfortable. We looked around at our friends, and they were all Christians, which was wonderful, but they're all Christians who'd been Christians most of their lives. And we started to ask ourselves this question: do we actually know anyone who has recently met Jesus? We looked around our circles and didn't find anyone.
And yet, when we read the Bible, we read stories about this God who was always passionately pursuing people and revealing himself to people and restoring them into loving relationship with himself. And so our question was, well, does God just not do that anymore?
Yeah, when we looked at the data, it was really interesting because the data told us that actually the majority of Australians really, really keen to talk about religion and spirituality. And yet at the same time, 1 in 29 Australians didn't know who Jesus was at all. And 28% of people knew nothing or a little about Jesus.
And so we realized that we could point fingers at the church about this and that, or we could simply start with our own lives and ask the question, what can we change so that we can start having all those conversations with people about the stuff of life that matters, about faith, about spirituality?
So we decided to do a little experiment. We thought, what if we took Jesus at his word and a knife to our schedules? What if we let Jesus take the lead and kind of follow what he did? He spent so much of his time with people from all sorts of walks and talks, getting to know them, loving them, and exploring life's deepest questions together with them. What if we did that?
So we did, and God really met us in that experiment. All these connections happened. Many, many meals and coffees and parties and picnics happened, and lots of great conversations happened too. And we began to find ourselves walking among friends, some of whom were meeting Jesus for the very first time, and others who were rediscovering the joy and the peace and the hope that come from relationship with God. But, the process was slow and bumpy. It was much more like the fits and starts of the way things grow in my veggie garden than the hyperbolic rise of a tech startup. But that's really what Viva is all
Viva,
about.
Yeah.
We are a group, a community of people together learning the way of Jesus.
Yeah, when Jesus was on earth, he lived among people, loved people, and led them home to God. And that's what we're about. So maybe for you, maybe you're curious about Jesus, you've got questions, and you're looking for a place where you can actually bring those questions, explore them with people who carry those questions too. We would hope that Viva is just the sort of place where you could do that. Or maybe you're just new to the area and you're actually looking for a church. We'd love to connect.
Now, Viva isn't the biggest or the best or the most cutting edge church around. We're simply a small part of the huge global church family who are seeking to bring the love of God to our beautiful but lonely world.
So that's a little bit of our story, and we'd love to hear your story. The details of how you can connect with us are on the webpage below. Join us on Sundays or drop us an email. We look forward to meeting you. Thanks.
Bye.